All right, it's time to adjust the rankings for week 9 of the college football season. These are my week 8 rankings. Start with week 9. So I had Indiana at 1, and after their win over Michigan State, they will remain at 1. Miami was my number 2 team. They lost, so they will move down. Ohio State, big shutout win over Wisconsin. They moved back up to number 2. Number 4, I had Texas Tech, so they're also moving down. And my number 5 team, Texas A&M, is moving up to 3 after their close win against Arkansas. But Arkansas has played a lot of good teams pretty close. Then moving up to number 4 from my number 7 spot is Alabama after their big win over Tennessee. I had Georgia at 8 after their win over Ole Miss. They move into the top 5. So Ole Miss lost, so they are moving down. And moving up to number 6 is going to be the Oregon Ducks after their beatdown of Rutgers. Number 7, a team I did not think would be this high up in the rankings, my Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. They were number 11 last week. Moving all the way up to 7, which is pretty crazy. Number 8, I've got Vanderbilt moving up from 12 to 8. They also look really impressive this year after their beatdown of LSU, who was my number 10 team. LSU, I'm actually moving just outside of my top 25. Lot of close teams, but I had to rule them out, so they're not actually going to even be in the top 25, falling all the way from 10 to just outside my rankings. But moving to 9 is going to be BYU. They were my 17 team. They beat my number 16 team, Utah. BYU looks really good. You have to respect any team that's undefeated at this point. And they're still undefeated. Got the big win against their rival Utah, so they deserve to be in the top 10. I was pretty low on them before. They've got some big games coming up against Texas Tech, and I think they play Arizona State? I can't recall, but BYU definitely deserves to be up here in the top 10. And number 10, a team that fell a lot in the AP poll, but I don't think they should have fallen that far. I've got Texas Tech. Look, they have the loss against Arizona State with their backup quarterback, but they've dominated the rest of their opponents so far. Tough first loss, but I still think they're a top 10 team. So I have Texas Tech as my number 10. Moving down to 11. 11 is going to be Ole Miss. It's their first loss. They lost to a one-loss Georgia. It was a close game until the fourth quarter. So I still think they're just outside the top 10. They're not my number 11 team. And number 12 is going to be Missouri after their close win against Auburn, much closer than it should have been, but they got the job done. So Missouri is my number 12 team. And we're moving Tennessee down after their loss against Alabama. And moving up to 13 is going to be another team I didn't think would be ranked this high this season, Virginia. Virginia, hell of a season so far. They move all the way up to 13. As number 14 is going to be a team that I had ranked earlier in the season. They lost to Virginia. I unranked them, but then they go and beat Miami. So Louisville jumps all the way up to 14. Huge win for Louisville. A lot of people have been underrating Louisville. I underranked them last week. They move back up to 14. And then Miami lost to them. So I respect the head-to-head. That's why I had to move Louisville all the way up. I had to move Miami as far back as 15 because Louisville, I respect head-to-heads as much as I can. So Miami falls back to 15. Louisville up to 14, so just outside of the playoff picture in my books. Anyways, down to 16. Utah, tough loss to their rival BYU. Moving all the way up to 16 is Cincinnati. Cincinnati with their win over a terrible Oklahoma State team. Here's a pair of teams that lost, USC and Nebraska. So let's move them out of the way. So moving to 17 now. We're moving up Oklahoma from 21 to 17 after their win over South Carolina. Up to 18. So Memphis also lost their first game. We're moving South Florida up to 18 from 23. They move up 5 spots. Win over Florida Atlantic. 19. Another team I did not expect to be here this season. Houston. What a job their coach has done at Houston in such a short amount of time. They're 6-1 on the season. Very well alive in the playoff picture and in the Big 12. And then at 20, team that has been ranked way too high in the AP poll and a lot of people's polls, but they are the best 2-loss team in the country, and I do expect them to eventually climb into my top 12. It's Notre Dame. 2 early losses to 2 of the best teams in college football, Miami and Texas A&M, but they have 2 losses. I have to take that into consideration. Ranking them inside the top 12 right now is way too high in my opinion, but I do have them at 20. They are the best 2-loss team in the nation, and they have looked good in these past couple of weeks. So they are now in my top 20. Moving down to 21, Tennessee. They haven't beaten anybody, but they lost to Alabama. They lost to Georgia. But they've looked good in every other game. So Tennessee moves to 21. Another 2-loss team at 22. I've got Utah. Very close loss to BYU. That they had the blowout loss to Texas Tech. But Texas Tech is still a good team. I think Utah is still a good team. They're still in the Big 12 hunt. They're still in the playoff hunt. So they're still a really respectable opponent. Great win for BYU. And at 23, I have a team moving back into the top 25. It's Arizona State, another Big 12 team. Really good win over Texas Tech this past week. They've still got a shot to make the playoffs as well. The Big 12 is a competitive conference. And at 24, down at 24, Navy. They're 6-0. They're the best group of 5 team in the country right now. Outside of South Florida, maybe outside of Memphis, although Memphis just had a terrible loss to UAB. That's why they're not going to be in my top 25. At my 25 spot, I actually do have LSU. My mistake. I do have LSU at 24 after their loss. After their loss to Vandy. And then Navy rounds out my top 25. Teams I have just outside of my top 25 would be Illinois, Iowa State, USC, Iowa, Michigan, Minnesota, Nebraska, well, maybe not Nebraska right now, but Northwestern, TCU, Memphis after their loss still. But yeah, that's my top 25 for week 9. Indiana, number 1 team in the country. Ohio State at 2. Texas A&M at 3. Alabama 4. Georgia 5. Oregon 6. Georgia Tech 7. Vandy 8. BYU 9. Texas Tech 10. Ole Miss 11. Missouri 12. Virginia 13. Louisville 14. Miami 15. Cincinnati 16. Oklahoma 17. South Florida 18. Houston 19. Notre Dame 20. Tennessee 21, Utah 22, Arizona State 23, LSU 24, and Navy at 25.